Scotland is renowned for its mystical past, rich with fairies, kelpies, selkies, and monsters lurking in the deep lochs which populate its lands. However, some of these legends are much closer to the truth than others. Associated with Scotland's many tales of folk creatures are artifacts believed to hold magical properties and spiritual significance. Amongst these is the prized fairy flag of Clan MacLeod, an ancient relic believed to hold a wide array of mysterious powers. These powers are said to include the ability to enhance a clan's forces when unfurled in battle, the capacity to heal plagues, and the power to save lives. Additionally, it is thought to bolster fertility if used as a lining for a nuptial bed, and even has the supposed capability to call forth shoals of herring. Some superstitions suggest that waving the flag 3 or more times would cause it to vanish or lead its sacred powers to dwindle, whereas others believe this is the only way the flag's gifts can be harnessed. The ancient flag itself is made from a 45-centimeter square of time-stained yellow or brown silk, now ripped, tattered, and threadbare. It features a number of small red dots, known as elf dots and scars, from where its bearers have carefully mended it. Historical records suggest that in the early 19th century, a series of crosses were added to the markings on the flag, but these have since vanished. Its deterioration stems not only from the passage of time, but also from pieces being taken as souvenirs and repeated examinations for scholarly and historical research. These analyses have determined that the silk from which the flag was cut likely originated in the Far East, making it incredibly rare. Such hard-to-come-by materials would only have been used to create the most precious relics. Origins of the fairy flag. Consistent with the nature of British folklore, there are multiple versions of the fairy flag's origins and numerous accounts of how this precious piece of silk found its way to Scotland. One of the more popular legends is that the flag was first brought to the British Isles by Harold Hardrada, otherwise known as Harold Sigurdsson III of Norway. Harold is said to have acquired this unique silk piece while commanding the Byzantine Varangian Guard from Constantinople during the Crusades in the 11th century. In those times, the flag bore the name Landota, which translates to Land Ravager. Harold firmly believed that the flag granted him invincibility on the battlefield. Yet, history bears witness to his defeat at the hands of the English during the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1086, perhaps unable to unfurl the magical flag before being struck down by an arrow. According to the legend, a surviving soldier from Harold's ranks recovered the flag and passed it down to descendants who established Clan MacLeod. Despite this theory being accepted for many years, researchers have dated the flag back to sometime between the 4th and 7th centuries, meaning that it predates the Crusades significantly, and casting doubt on this explanation of how the fairy flag came to be. Those who believe the flag to wield mystical powers claim that the flag is in fact of otherworldly origin, and that it was gifted by a fairy to the clan. Legend has it that the 4th chief of Clan MacLeod, Ian Keir, fell in love with a fairy princess who sought to marry him. Keir rejected the immortal fairy princess, stating that he could not inflict the inevitable grief on her that would come with his death as a mortal man. He said they should be allowed to spend one day together each year, but she fell pregnant and bore a child, which she assured him must never be allowed to cry. The baby awoke and cried when one of Keir's gatherings grew too loud. Thus, the fairy princess returned and soothed the baby by wrapping it in a protective magical shawl, which later became the fairy flag. This legend, which is still popular with many Scots, states that the flag has the ability to summon a legion of fairies to assist in battle, but it can only be used 3 times. According to tales, it has been used twice already, first saving the MacLeods from destruction in battle against the MacDonald clan, and a second time to cure the clan's cattle of plague. Yet another account of the flag's beginnings is that of Thomas Pennant, a Welsh writer who travelled to Scotland in 1772. He visited the Isle of Skye and recounted a tale suggesting that the fairy flag was a gift from Titania, Oberon's wife and queen of the fairies. Pennant agreed with earlier legends regarding the flag's power and added that if unfurled more than thrice, it would summon an invisible entity that would vanish the flag-bearer forever. Pennant's account concurs that the flag was used twice out of its allotted 3 times. The first use aligns with existing legends, stating that the flag was deployed to amplify the strength of the MacLeod army tenfold, leading to a pivotal victory over the MacDonald clan. The second use of the flag, according to the tale, saved the life of the clan's lady, thereby ensuring the continuity of the MacLeod bloodline. Still, for many scholars of the flag, none of these explanations are satisfactory, and the true origins of the fairy flag remain unknown. Clan MacLeod. The fairy flag is strongly associated with Clan MacLeod, a Highland clan from the Isle of Skye. It is on Skye, safely locked in Dunvegan Castle, that the flag remains to this day. The MacLeods have a rich history and Norse foundations. Descended from Laud, about whom very little is known, the clan's genealogy is associated with mighty kings and leaders of men. After Laud's death in 1280, the mantle of the clan fell upon the shoulders of his two sons, Tormund and Torquil. They would go on to create the clan's two principal branches, ensuring the MacLeod name would persist through the ages. Throughout the centuries, especially during the tumultuous period between the 14th and 16th centuries, the MacLeods bravely defended their ancestral homeland. They found themselves embroiled in epic battles, confronting rival clans, repelling invaders, and standing up against the royalists. An architectural marvel of the 13th century, Dunvegan Castle stands as the formal seat of Clan MacLeod. While it has undergone numerous renovations over time, the castle's original grandeur and strategic importance remain. Perched on a high vantage point along Skye's northwestern coast, this fortified structure served as a bulwark against enemies approaching by land or sea. Today, the MacLeods remain steadfast, cherishing their heritage and retaining their influential position on the Isle of Skye. They continue to convene formal parliaments, fortifying their international alliances and preserving their traditional customs. The identity of Clan MacLeod is symbolized by their distinctive badge, adorned with juniper. Their coat of arms, graced by the horned head of a bull, encapsulates their resilience and unyielding spirit, mirrored in the clan motto, "Hold fast." The Heirlooms of Clan MacLeod. In addition to the flag, other historically and mythologically important heirlooms are kept at Dunvegan Castle. One of these is the Dunvegan Cup, a silver-plated wooden vessel. The cup, which is 10.5 inches tall and of great ceremonial importance, is adorned with intricate biblical carvings, square in shape, and stands on 4 decorative legs, modeled to resemble those of a man. It is unknown exactly how the cup came to be in the hands of the MacLeods, but it has been associated with legends of fairies and MacLeod chieftains for many hundreds of years, with some believing it to be the very same fairy cup which is stolen in many of the most ancient folk tales. Another artifact of great significance housed at Dunvegan Castle is Sir Rory Moore's horn, another ceremonial drinking vessel from which new chieftains are made to drink a full horn of wine to demonstrate their manhood as part of an initiation ritual. It has a capacity of approximately 2 pints. It was noted in 1906 that most of the horn had been filled in to make the initiations of later chieftains easier. R.C. MacLeod wrote at the time that it was, quote, "but a moderate drink the present-day chiefs have to quaff. With what contempt, what mighty scorn would these stern warriors of the past look upon the puny performances of their descendants." Despite this, in 1956, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip witnessed a MacLeod drain the horn of claret in just under 2 minutes. Some of the engravings on the horn date back as far as the 10th century, and the horn itself comes from an ox. Its tip is coated in silver, and the mouth is imprinted with 7 valuable medallions featuring creatures and patterns. The origins of the horn are believed to be Norse, but it was named in the 16th century after the 15th chief of Clan MacLeod, Rory Moore MacLeod. The flag in modern times. In 1939, a fire broke out at Dunvegan Castle, which caused immense damage to the structure. It is said by some that the castle would have been destroyed entirely, if not for the fact that it contained the fairy flag with its protective properties. The fairy flag, believed to grant the Clan MacLeod assistance on no more than 3 occasions, 2 of which have been used, was almost used for the last time during the darkest days of the Second World War. Soldiers who were descended from the MacLeods carried photos of the flag with them as they fought abroad, believing it would bring them good fortune in battle and protection from the Nazis. Then, when it appeared the Nazis would soon invade Britain, Dame Flora MacLeod, chief of the clan at the time, offered to unfurl the sacred flag on the cliffs of Dover and call upon its powers for the final time should the Germans near Britain's shores. The flag was ultimately not used in World War II and still rests at Dunvegan Castle, with one use remaining. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of the past? Subscribe now to Dark Five's brand new Ancient Mysteries channel and embark on a journey to uncover the most enigmatic and awe-inspiring mysteries of ancient times. Leave a comment if there are any ancient mysteries you want us to explore in upcoming videos.